Hello everyone. It's a sunny Saturday here in Oklahoma. I thought I'd do a video today on at least some of the product that I've gotten from you guys over the last few days. Kurt sent me some samples and I'm going to try the Palmolive shave cream today. And some of the discussion this week on the board was using an adjustable and not being satisfied with it and trying to figure out how to work it. And I kind of had a revelation in that I was trying to be too macho with my Slim Adjustable, and I always wanted to do around a 4 or 5. And so I'm going to knock it on all the way down to a 1 and just start from there. And over the next few shaves I'm going to bump it on up. And I'm going to test out a laser ultra blade. And golly, I can't remember who I got that from. I don't know. I'll post it whenever I post it. I'll say who I got it from. Boy, I can't remember. But I'm going to try that. I've prepared, taken a shower, put on my homemade pre-shave oil, and I'm going to use my Frank Shave Big Gun 28mm brush, and I'm going to face lather. And I'm also going to be using my kind of rigged up mug scuttle, and it's just a big cup with some water in it and another cup inside, and it doesn't do too bad. It keeps it warm. So let's just try what we're doing here. I've gotten my package off to my adopted son that's at Berkeley getting his PhD. His birthday's this next week. And got a package of stuff together for him to try to convince him to do some DE shaving. He had a real bad razor burn, as I remember back in 2006 whenever he was living with us. He's a foreign exchange student from Germany. And this smells, it reminds me a little bit, not powerfully, but a little bit of like Irish Spring soap. It's got a nice smell. It's more kind of a soapy type of smell. But we'll start off with a pretty dry brush. I don't know how much of this stuff you guys use, but everybody seems to like the Palmolive, so I've been real anxious to use it. I'm going to need some more water, I see. But yeah, he was an exchange student here. We kind of did it on a whim. We'd purchased this big house, got it for a steal. It was a foreclosure, and it was just kind of empty, and it was just me and my son and my wife at that time. And so we thought, we saw this thing on TV, we'll get a foreign exchange student. And it was like, I don't know, late May, I think, and a lot of them were already getting their placements and coming over, and it was kind of late in the process. And this agency that we hooked up with, they basically did an interview over the phone and approved us, which is not kosher. Later on, I tried to work with them and do home studies for them, but they were just not a real good, reputable company. But we kind of lucked out, and that Mathias was an excellent kid, and he's turned into a really phenomenal young man. And it was a very good experience. But my warning to you all is if you're sending your kids on foreign exchanges, make sure and check that agency out real good. And make sure and check that family out that they're going to. It's kind of a risky thing anymore. Let's turn it into all right leather. It's not really exploding on me. I guess maybe I need a little bit more water. Or maybe I didn't use enough of the cream. I don't know. It's seeming kind of thin. I think I've added too much water. I need to use some more cream. I'm just going to put it on the brush here. And Brett, be careful riding that skateboard on the highway. About 2 weeks ago, my wife got this letter in the mail from an attorney. And it said, sorry about your loss, blah, blah, blah. And it was her first husband. She was in a common law marriage when she was real young. And her first husband was a character. He eventually went to prison for manufacturing meth and drugs and something. He real tough character. Alcoholic. But she started looking and digging, and he had gotten killed. It's a 55-year-old guy. And he was testing out a motorized skateboard on the highway, fell off and got run over by a truck. And she said, you know, if anybody that knew him would say that would be the way it would go and he'd like it. Now let's just try this laser blade out on setting 1. It feels like, sort of like super speed. Sort of like a lot of the beginning razors. Blade feels all right. The blade feels plenty sharp. And you know, whenever on this low setting and super speed, I really have to pay attention and not press down. It just doesn't feel like it's doing anything. That's okay first pass. Yep, the lather stayed a little warm. You know, since I've been doing some more face lathering, I guess I need to start lifting some weights. Because, man, Paul, I don't know how you do that fast buzz you do on the side of your face without your arm getting so tired. Because just what little I do, my arm gets tired. I've been working in an office and not doing any manual labor. That does it every time, I know. Okay, do I stay with number 1 or do I jump it up to number 2? I think I'm going to jump it up to number 2. Well, on this it's not number 2, it's just a dot. Well, just bump it up to a dot. Oh, yeah. Now that, to me, feels better. It's a little, just a tad bit more aggressive, but you know, you wouldn't think just bumping up one number that you'd get that much more feel. Maybe it's not so much on the razors that don't have as many little settings, but you know, the Fat Boy and the Slim Adjustable got 9 different slots, so I guess there's a lot of room for variation in that. It just feels like the whiskers are coming off better. I can feel the blade better at that little bit higher setting. I can hear the whiskers coming off a little bit better at that higher setting. Second pass. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm really enjoying getting into my Franken creations, my mad scientist laboratory stuff. I think I've pretty well gotten a good recipe to create a cream, a croap out of Arco, coconut oil, a little bit of glycerin, soap, a little bit of cocoa butter soap, all cheap generic stuff. And then the topper off that made it work in the way I wanted it to work was Kiss My Face shave cream, and add just a little bit of that to the mixture. And really, I don't know what, I guess it's got primarily a lot more Arco in it than anything. Because really didn't have to add a whole lot of the Kiss My Face, and maybe a third or half a bar of the cocoa butter, and about a half a bar of the glycerin. But I used pretty well 2 whole sticks of Arco. It's turned out pretty nice. I sent a little bit of it to Jesper, so maybe he'll give us comment on it. Okay. Now, I think that's 3 passes, and it's just not as close a shave as what I usually get. I don't know if it's the laser blade. I'm going to have to try that in my Razor Rock Jaws to see what's going on. Don't know if it's the razor and the setting, but it's just not my usual shave. So I'm going to have to test it out a little bit more. So the jury's out. Palmolive, it's a good cream. It's a cream that I could get by with using every day if I had to. I'll have to finish out this sample and see how I think. I don't think it would be one of my favorites though at this point. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to finish off with another one of my creations. Just witch hazel and some grapefruit essential oil added in. Smells good. Still has that little witch hazel-y type of smell, but it knocks it down a little bit. And then I'm going to top it off with Everyman Jack face lotion. I've been trying this out. Even though it says it's mint, I don't really detect a whole lot of smell to it. It's nice. It's nice. It's moisturizing. It does have to sit on your face a little bit and dry off before it really, you're really not kind of sticky or feeling. And then later on, I'm going to top it off with some Aspen cologne spray. This cheapy old cologne spray that I like. It's got a little bit of a piney, a little bit of a slightly kind of old-fashioned spicy kind of smell, but it smells nice. It's one that my wife can tolerate, so it's one I get to use. And I'm just going to top some of that cologne off later on. But you have a good weekend. Be safe. Brett, stay off that skateboard on the highway, because we got a lot of trading to do. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.